right, sorry about that, part 2. Anyway, what's more interesting is that, people in my personal life, they don't, I think that they end up confronted. And they don't like to deal with maybe what they don't know. And they like to feel, more important than other people. And, there's this entitlement and whatever else. And so what they do is they devalue people. They devalue, information. They just, devalue a lot of things that could be, important and valuable, and they stay in their own little rut. And that's fine. And, I'm not saying that they're missing out or anything, but I just think it's really interesting how people categorize people, and then there's never a change in that categorization of people. And you stay the same way to them, forever. And I think a lot of people in my past are really confronted by the fact that, when I was younger, I, was troubled. I had a lot of issues, and I ended up partying, and just a lot of, things happened. But I always worked really hard. I always, continued to go to school and all these other things. And it's just really interesting to me how people, deal with, their constructs of this reality, and the constructs that, all of the players in their life, are in. That, their own video game, I guess you could say it's their reality construct game, and everybody's playing their own game, and they've already labeled, all the players in their game, in their reality, which I think is just really strange. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. And you could tell that it irritates me a little bit. It's kind of one of those irritating things where I don't, understand sometimes why people can't look past, look more peripheral in the world that they are in, and they're the ones that need to actually adapt in it and to it. But they just don't really do that. So it's just just one of those bizarro 2D reality. It's either this way or it's not. And if it's not, sorry, I got that hair's bothering me. And if it's not, then I just don't deal with it at all. I don't see it. I don't look at it. I don't hear it. I don't feel it. It has nothing to do with me. And the reality that I want to focus in on, is the one that, I've developed that's safe for me and doesn't really rock my boat or change me or the things around me. And if you change too much, or things change too much in my reality, then I block them out like I'm in shock. I kind of go into a shock state and I block it out, and then, I don't deal with it at all. And I have no memory, at least consciously, about whatever's going on, or people or events or whatever else. And then I'm constantly shocked because I have controlled my reality so well that I'm shocked, when something happens that's contrary to my reality. And, and then I have post-traumatic stress disorder over it because it was so shocking. It doesn't happen in my reality. But yet you could see it happening in other people's reality, but you don't accept that as truth from them. You think that they're making stuff up because it doesn't happen in my controlled life. Until something happens, at least a big enough event that will rock your world, right? Anyway, just some things to think about. And, just try to look at everything, take it all in. It's like a buffet, good, bad, or indifferent. There's stuff in the buffet that you like, stuff in the buffet you've never had before, and stuff in the buffet you already know that you don't like. So, go to the, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical buffet of life. And, try stuff. Even if there's something that you disliked or decided that, you didn't want to have anything to do with, or taste, or eat, or smell, or see, or hear, try it again. Just try a little taste. See what happens. In snake medicine, I've been carrying snake medicine, my whole life. I started dreaming about snakes. And not just physical snakes. I do not like physical snakes. It's the only thing I do not like in this reality. I am terrified of snakes. Just the way that they move, it just is something that I just can't seem to get over. And I think a lot of it has to do with, snakes as higher evolved beings coming to me in dreams, my whole life. It took me years to realize, duh, I'm a snake medicine carrier, which means that the bite, the poison, also is the medicine for the dis-ease, for the illness. So sometimes you got to retaste things that you decided that you didn't like a long time ago. Re-smell them, re-hear them, re-see them, kind of in an open way. And also to dissolve the conflict, come to a better place of resolution with those things. So you're not just feeding them, and this is the other thing too, is if you're living in this reality, you've got this like attracts like thing. So if you're in the constantly, I don't want, I don't like, and you spend more time there, what do you think your energy field is going to attract? It's going to keep attracting the I don't want. It's going to keep attracting the I don't like. It's going to keep attracting the I don't want to feel this way. The more you say I'm depressed, or think I might be depressed, or whatever else, the more that the like attracts like is going to send you depression. And it's going to be a steady stream. And they say that this is how the brain fires. Once it fires several times, I tell people when they have headaches or they have physical pain, it's just because they've allowed that pain to fire and fire and fire and fire over again, that the brain is actually bonded neurotransmitters that even if there isn't pain, is going to send out pain memories. And it's interesting when I get people on herbal medicine and stuff for pain to only be used when they have, these pain situations, that it starts to actually break that pain cycle. But, ibuprofen, Aleve, it may confuse the brain that you actually are feeling pain, but it's not going to change the electrical connectors that have welded together to keep creating that experience. So like attracts like actually happens in the brain. So the more that you don't like, it's, the more that you don't want, the more that you don't want to go there, you don't want to feel that way, the more that this stuff plays in your mind, the more in opposition you are to it, the more angry you get if you're pushed in that direction, the more of it you're going to get. I'm not saying that life is perfect, right? And that it's perfect. But the thing is that why do that to your brain so that your brain starts to fire, all your electrical systems, to help increase that which you don't like, that which you don't want to feel, that which you don't want to have, right? So, anyway, I hope that makes sense. That's about as sense as I can make it for today. But anyway, start your life out tomorrow, with some of these ideas, thoughts, You know, go to the places that scare you. You know, go there. Go to the places you don't want, that you don't like. Revisit it. Get straight about it. Dissolve it, resolve it, and let it go. And then move on. Like, I always ask people, what do you want? They don't know that either. But yeah, they're still bonding, you know, creating bonds, electrical impulses, and attracting that which they don't want, they don't desire, they don't like. Oh, wait. Oh, danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Jinjin. What? Oh, I know. Maybe bad. All right, anyway. Happy New Year, everybody. 2020, 22-4, Master Builder. This is the year that we actually have to wield a shovel, hammer, you know, and build the actual solid structure. So let's get it done. Over and out. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Projecto.